The boardroom buzzed with overlapping voices as executives competed for attention, each presenting their gleaming charts and polished performances. At the head of the long table sat Amelia Grant, the youngest woman ever to lead a Fortune 500 company. Clad in a razor-sharp black suit and a gleaming diamond watch, she exuded confidence and command. But beneath the table, her foot tapped restlessly, a silent giveaway of the hollowness she carried inside. As the meeting drew to a close, Amelia offered a curt farewell and made her way down the towering glass corridors of the corporate empire she ruled. Then she stopped. Just ahead, mopping the pristine marble floor by the elevator bank, was Daniel Carter, the janitor. He was tall, his eyes lined with exhaustion, yet behind them flickered a gentle light. His uniform was neatly kept, though clearly worn, and beside him sat a young girl on a fold-out chair, flipping through a picture book. The girl looked up and smiled with innocent curiosity. "Hi," she said brightly. "I'm Lily." Amelia forced a practiced smile, then turned her eyes to Daniel. He gave a respectful nod. "Apologies, ma'am. Couldn't find a sitter tonight." A pang rose in her chest, but she buried it quickly. "I understand," she replied coolly, and walked on. That evening, with a glass in hand among her fellow executives, the conversation shifted to office gossip. Someone cracked a joke, and Amelia heard herself say, with icy detachment, "I'd never date a janitor." The table erupted in laughter. But in the midst of the noise, Daniel's face flashed across her thoughts. The remark stung her, her own words echoing back with shame. She said nothing. 2 weeks later, fate came knocking. On a rain-soaked night, Amelia's car sputtered and died. Stranded on the side of the road, her phone out of battery, she muttered curses under her breath. That's when a pair of headlights slowed beside her. The car pulled over. Daniel stepped out, his shirt damp from the rain. "Need a hand?" he asked with calm sincerity. In the back seat, Lily dozed peacefully. Amelia hesitated. Pride flared, but it wouldn't restart an engine. She nodded. Daniel rolled up his sleeves and leaned under the hood. Within minutes, the car roared back to life. She found herself watching his hands, calloused, strong, unshaken. "You didn't have to stop," she murmured. He offered a modest shrug. "Doesn't cost much to be kind." From that moment on, something shifted. Amelia began noticing him more. How he greeted everyone in the building, interns, assistants, security guards, not just the ones with titles. How he silently picked up trash others ignored. How Lily would burst into a run when she saw him, flinging her arms around his neck like he was the center of her universe. One afternoon, Amelia overheard a pair of interns whispering cruelly about Lily's worn shoes. Before she could speak up, Daniel knelt beside his daughter and gently pointed to her scuffed sneakers. "See these," he said softly. "Every mark is a badge of how brave you are." Amelia swallowed hard. No one had ever said anything like that to her as a child. Then came the company's annual gala, an event dripping in luxury, with shimmering chandeliers and flowing gowns. Across the ballroom, Amelia spotted Daniel in an ill-fitting borrowed suit, standing quietly at the edge of the room, Lily's small hand nestled in his. Later in the evening, Lily tugged at the hem of Amelia's dress. "Miss Grant," she whispered sweetly, "you look like a princess." Something cracked deep inside Amelia. Later that night, she found Daniel standing alone on the terrace, gazing over the city skyline. "Why didn't you leave Lily at home?" she asked, her tone gentle. He didn't turn around. "Because home feels empty without her. She's all I've got." There was no bitterness in his voice, only truth. Amelia's words came without thinking. "Maybe she's all you need." Days turned to weeks. Weeks into months. And Amelia began to realize she was falling, not for a title, not for a role, but for the man she once overlooked. He had touched something no one else had ever reached, her heart. People noticed. Gossip brewed. Headlines speculated. But Amelia didn't care. One morning, as Daniel knelt in the lobby fixing a stubborn vending machine, Amelia walked straight toward him. Staff stared, but she didn't flinch. Reaching out, she placed her hand in his. "I was wrong," she said quietly. "It's never been about status. It's about kindness and love." Daniel's eyes softened, a smile blooming. "And about having the courage to see what truly matters." Years later, at the very building where Amelia once declared she'd never date a janitor, she stood hand in hand with Daniel as Lily, now a young woman in her graduation gown, wrapped her arms around them. "She did it," Amelia whispered proudly. Daniel kissed Lily's temple. "We all did." In that moment, Amelia finally understood. Success wasn't in boardroom victories or wealth. It lived in the quiet, steadfast love that built the life she never knew she needed. Moral: true value isn't measured by job titles or salary slips. The most priceless treasures are often found in the most unexpected places. Because what someone is matters far less than who they are.